Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Going to give folks a moment to join in. I had some challenges logging on. So I'm going to give people a moment. If you would sign in with comments and let me know who's joining and who's watching. Obviously, normally I go live from my office, but today I am live from the car alongside the preacher. He preached good today, but we had a long after church Sunday go meeting. Hello, Penny. How are you? Are you a consultant or a guest? We're driving right past the Obama Library, where the Obama Library is going to be, right here in Chicago. Hello, hello, hello. I'm giving folks a moment to join. Thanks for joining me. Happy let's see, is today the last Sunday? Because next Sunday, is today the last Sunday of June? Yep. Yes. Happy last Sunday of the seminar year. Consultant from Texas. Yes, Penny, let me know where you're from. Consultant or guest. Audrey, if you're watching. Today is Peek in the Pink, and it's an opportunity where I share a little bit about my story and what I love about Mary Kay. One of the things I love about Mary Kay right now is that I can't get fired, get excited, because we were in the middle of, did we get our food? Yes. Okay, so we were in the middle of seeing our cousin's beautiful new home, and I got caught up on time. And sometimes when you go, how many of you travel and the time zones sometimes throw you off ever? Okay. You think because I live between California and Chicago, it wouldn't happen, but it happened for me. And I was like, oh, I'm going live at 8 o'clock Central, but it really wasn't 8. It really was 6 here. So I am so grateful. I want to just share with you briefly what I love most about Mary Kay. And I apologize again. Let me know if the sound is okay. Apologize that I'm from the car, but this is a perfect example. Oh, and I'm driving past the Alpha Kappa Alpha International Corporate Headquarters. So, ski-wee for my sorors. Okay. Okay, give me some love to the Kappa in the house. All right. Any other Greeks? Any other Greeks? There you go. Yo. Any other Greeks out there? So I get excited. Even though I live in Chicago and California, I am a true Californian. So when I experience the Welcome to the Museum of Science and Industry, and I see where Obama's library is going up, and I see my sorority headquarters, I still get excited. Like if you're not from San Francisco, a beautiful rainbow. If you're not from San Francisco and you see the Golden Gate Bridge, I get excited seeing the Golden Gate Bridge. So, just so many beautiful things. And so one of the things that I love so much about my decision to say yes with Mary Kay is the flexibility that this brings me. And so I want to thank any guest that's watching. This is the final week of our seminar year. And so if you've been invited to watch, or you watch #replay, my name is Caterina Harris Earl. I'm a national sales director with Mary Kay, and I've been building my business for 30 plus years. And I like to say that second only to accepting the Lord as my personal savior, this has been the smartest personal decision that I've made in my life, because even this dude over here, okay, he hates when I say it, that I say he came out of the starter kit, but he doesn't like when I say that. But those of you that know my story, my decision to come into Mary Kay resulted in him being a part. So I actually just left my cousin's home, and that is the cousin that introduced me to my husband. As a matter of fact, on the day that I met Mary Kay, yes, Mary Kay Ash was a real woman. The day that I met Mary Kay was the same day that I met Beverly Rogers. And Beverly Rogers is who I was speaking for in Chicago when this gentleman over here walked in the room. And here we are, 12 at 12:12. So we're driving on Lakeshore in Chicago right now. And so I want to just share with you that if you were invited to listen to our career opportunity with Mary Kay on this day, this is an important day. It's an important time. It's an important season. And everyone in Mary Kay is running for a goal, like a big, juicy goal that they're working to hit by June 30th. And your decision to give this a try, come have fun with us and see what happens, can make all the difference. I tell you, it was the best $100 that I've ever spent in my entire life. And now it's a $30 decision. So it's not a long, when people say they got to pray about it. Now, I'm a woman of prayer and I'm married to a man of prayer. Absolutely. And so you absolutely positively want to prayerfully consider every decision you make. However, look at your shoes. I know everybody on here is wearing at least a $30 pair of shoes. And did you pray about them shoes before you got them? So I like to tell people that what you really have to pray about when it comes to Mary Kay is how you want to do this. But you kind of know in your gut, based on what you've been praying about, if this is something have some fun, like to make some friends, you'd get a great tax deduction, you'd love to get the hookup on Hook Your Look at a 50% discount. See, when I started background as a nonprofit, it was October of 1991 when not October of 1991, started in 1990, and I was running a nonprofit. The keyword is non-profit, okay, which means no money. Anybody who works in the nonprofit world, they're a lot of times you'll know that the nonprofit executives are some of the most educated, brokest people you'll meet. How many of you know that folks that work in the nonprofit world, most all of them have masters? Many of them have double and triple masters. Today at church, we celebrated, there probably were, what would you say, about 30, 35 graduates, some that were getting their masters. One got a double master's, right? But they all were, masters in divinity, masters in counseling. And I know many of them will go on and work in for-profit, but also will work in nonprofit. And a lot of folks in the nonprofit world, my husband was one of them, coming from the mental health industry, have PhDs, are, doctors in, different areas. And so I was running that program. I worked for the mayor's office in Oakland, California. And when I laid my head down on the pillow at night, I felt like I was making a difference in other people's lives. I really felt like I was making a difference. I knew that the work that I did Monday through Friday, and sometimes later, sometimes on the weekend, was making a difference. However, I needed cash. And it was the middle of a recession, y'all. I mean, this is where I was. I needed the young women that I was paid, my program was paid, if they got placed in jobs, I needed them to get employment. And so when I looked at some of them, I thought, I need an image. I need somebody to come in here and do some image work. And so I was having a conversation with a male friend of mine who is a very successful artist now. But back then he was also working in the nonprofit world. I was working on the west side of town. He was working on the east side of town. Both of them in the hood, let's be clear. And I said, Daryl, this is what I'm thinking I need for my program. He said, I have a homegirl. One of the things I'm so grateful for that he said, I have a homegirl. And he had a homegirl who was from Atlanta. And she was now living in California, and all she did with this Mary Kay thing full time, newly married, and she was really active in church and mission work. And she agreed to come out for free to my program and to do an image workshop with the young ladies. That was a divine appointment, because that was where I met Tammy. She didn't offer me the career opportunity. My nose was so high up in the air. If it had rained, I would have drowned. I wasn't thinking about Mary or Kay. Wasn't thinking about any of that. I was wearing Lancome, or at least I had Lancome. Y'all know I had it, but nobody had taught me what to do. So it was just under my counter. And so she came and she did what we do, our job description: read a book, squirt a tube, flip a page. And at the end, she didn't sell anything because it was a government funded program, but she offered me her card and offered me a complimentary facial. And to fast forward, that was October. It wasn't until January, which was my birthday month, that I finally said yes to a facial. She followed up with me, you guys. And so that, y'all, think about that. That was February of 1990. January 1991, I had my facial. By February is when I began my love affair with Mary Kay. It actually was Valentine's Day, okay? Is when I said yes to Mary Kay. And so it's a blessing. Most women could realize what they would do with a little bit or a lot of extra cash, and that was me. I watched Tammy come over my house, and she gave me and my girlfriend a facial, and it was $250 way back then. And I was like, I wonder what percentage she made. Then, a week to 10 days later, we always want to recheck your skin, make sure it's working for you. She sold another $300 to all of my college friends. Now, back then, everybody was in grad school, law school. Everybody was broke. Actually, now, all of my girlfriends, very successful. Two of them just boarded a plane, and they and their entire families went to Paris. And so, very successful girlfriends. But back then, none of them wore makeup, and nobody had any money. And she sold $300, and I was like, wow, she sold $550. And that is when I heard her say 50%. She invited me to lunch. She broke it down, and I began to work my business. I was busy. I was working 60 hours a week for the mayor's office. I was in grad school pursuing my master's degree. As I said, I had a 2-hour one-way commute in a hoopty. Y'all know what that is. That's one of those cars that sometimes it starts and most times it doesn't. And I needed cash, but I had no time. But I saw how she weaved this into a busy schedule. Now, I want to just share with you really quickly kind of the rest of my story and fast forward to now, because in this season where we're talking about technology and we're talking about the whole opportunity to work virtual or hybrid if you choose to, it's just unbelievable. The coming from speaking to my cousin's wife and her talking about, she's like, I could never go back to having to work in an office anymore. Women want choices. And that's been since COVID. I've been blessed to work from home since forever. I'm 56 now, so I've been working from home. I worked Mary Kay part-time from the age of 24 to 25. By the time I was 25, I quit my job. And so have there been ups and downs? Absolutely. But the blessing is from 25 years old until today, this has been my primary source of income. It's been a blessing. Young, single, and free. And now married and blessed to be able to work in ministry with my husband. It has been a blessing that it's given options. And so that's just a little bit about my story. I worked it as a consultant, and then I chose to promote myself to sales director. It's nice that you can choose to promote yourself when you want to. And so there are people that work this very, very part-time. There are folks that work at hobby time. There are people that want a serious part-time hustle, and there's people that want to go for the gusto. I remember going to work one day, and my boss, Joanna Helton, I could see her today. I was running to a meeting that I had to get to on time, Monday morning at 8 a.m. And she met me at the door and she said, you no longer need to come to this meeting. And I said, something is about to go down and it's not going to be me. I went to my office, and that was the day I decided I was going to go full time. 4 months later, I had a free car. 3 months later, I became a sales director and quit my job. And 3 months after that, I picked up the keys to my very first pink Cadillac. You couldn't tell me nothing, okay? I thought I never would drive a pink car. Why would anybody want to do that? Right now, we're rolling in a rental car, but let's be clear. If we were in California, he'd be rolling in the pink Escalade, okay? So the other day, someone came to the house and he said, wow, a pink car. Is that your first one? I said, no, that's my 16th, okay? I mean, is that crazy? And so let me just share with you in the time that we have how this business opportunity works. Right now, you can make a decision to say yes to Mary Kay. Hobby, part-time. There's absolutely no obligations. There's no quotas. There's no have-tos. The only thing you have to do in Mary Kay, 2 things you have to do to become a consultant. You have to say yes and sign up, $30. And you have to order at least once a year, okay? Now, nobody's going to make a whole bunch of money. And for that matter, you probably, if you only order once a year, you probably don't even love the products, okay? Because if you fall in love with the product the way I fall in love, and you want to get all this together, you're going to probably use, a lot of product, all right? I'm my best customer, let's be clear. And he's a pretty good customer too. He loves all our products. So there's no have to, so you can just kind of get that out. But the blessing is the mentorship is unparalleled. The positivity is amazing. The product is amazing. So you make a $30 decision. For $30, you get a secure way to accept credit cards and a website. And if you decide, you can take that $30 and you can add $100 to it and get a full on starter kit. You get $400+ worth of product, supplies, samples. They'll come in the mail. You'll open it up. It'll say, hello, gorgeous. And it'll just be the most exciting mail that you've received, I promise, at your house. And then if you decide, you can also supersize that and add $45 on top and get enough samples, a sample pack. Normally, if I was in my office, I'd hold it up and show you. a sample pack to that will work for your first 30 faces. And then you get to decide how you want to work your business. Now, there are 4 or 5 ways that most people are working the business right now. But if I had to summarize it, some people are doing totally 100% virtual, some are doing 100% in person, and some are doing hybrid. I'm about 90% virtual and about 10% in person. And that's only recently. Most all of my business has been virtual. And so this is virtual right here. If you just look and see where people are, they're on from Oregon, and I bet all over. We got somebody's in Chicago. Okay. I see somebody said ski yo. Okay. Get excited. San Diego. And so virtual. You meet with someone, whether you're meeting them on Facebook, whether you're meeting them on Zoom, and it could be one person. Of course, virtually, it could be, there's 162 of you that are on right now, and it's the same energy, okay, wherever you are. 15-minute appointment, an hour appointment, if it's a group appointment, and you make 50%. If you decide to have people, a small group of people at your home, that can be a skincare class with 3 to 6 people. It could be a one-on-one, or it could be a full-on party where you had 15 to 20 people. It's totally your choice. 50%. This is not hard. It's very simple. We read, we squirt, we flip. Okay. And if you choose to work virtually, most every director is doing her own virtual appointments that you can just put people on. So if you were in my area or my unit, you can just add someone to your, you can just add someone to what she's already doing or what I'm already doing, and we'll do the work for you. And so that kind of happens that way. And so that's a blessing. And then you can choose to build a team or not build a team. Now, this is not a pyramid scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme. And it's not network marketing. This is, you make 50%. And if you never recruit a soul, you can make great money, because 50% is good income. Okay. But if you choose to build a team, that commission starts at 4%. It can go all the way up to 36%. And it's your choice. Everywhere you go, you're going to come across women, like probably women and even men that are on right now, that could benefit from a little bit or a lot of extra income. I see you, Atlanta. I see you, Chicago. I see you, Georgia. Hybrid for you. Tisa, yes, Tisa's a brand new sales director. I see you, Oregon. I see you, Oklahoma. What part of Oklahoma? And so that's a blessing. So we sell the product. We share the opportunity. Those are the 2 things we do. And the 3 primary areas, primary levels of Mary Kay are consultant, sales directors. That means you have at least 30 women that you mentor, or men, and national sales director. At the national sales director level, there's even a retirement program. So at my level, when I retire, in the next 8.5 years, Mary Kay will buy my organization back and pay me 60% of my national area earnings for the next 15 years. It's like crazy. It's really, really amazing. I've had 3 mentors that have retired, and I've watched them. They retired with some really good money. Gloria Mayfield Banks was the number one income earner in all of Mary Kay. Trained me, mentored me, and is now retired. And so she gets paid from Mary Kay every single month without having to do anything. Okay. And so it's just a blessing. You've heard about the car program. I talked about that a little bit. And so we have a brand new car called the Chevy Trax. I just saw the advertisements for it. So we have a brand new program called the Chevy Trax, and then there is the Equinox, and then the cream of the crop, the pink Cadillac. You can take the Cadillac, you can take any of the cars, or the cash. And so that's really what our marketing plan looks like. The amazing thing about this is quality products. No doubt there's some of you that have not tried our products, and I guarantee you'll love them. And then some of you are thinking, how is he driving? Okay. He is an amazing man of God, but when I tell you he's a city dude, okay? He knows the city inside out. So the front would be awesome. I just need a couple more minutes. And so, y'all, it's a blessing. It is totally, positively a blessing to give you an opportunity to say yes. So here's the deal. This is what I'm going to say. This is the final week of our seminar year. As I'm coming around this corner and I'm looking at Sears Tower here, which is what's it called? The Willis Tower. Okay. I just love this. The blessing is choices. There are 4 reasons that people decide to not get started with Mary Kay. The number one is fear. It's the reason people don't do whatever. It's the reason people abort great potential relationships. It's the reason people don't pursue dreams. It's the reason more books are in the grave than are in the Library of Congress. I mean, it's the reason that so many things don't happen. Some people say they're not the sales type, and so that is true. You probably aren't. And then I say, well, what is the sales type? Okay, if nobody sold anything, we'd all be sitting on the dirt naked. Is that funny? That's true. Okay, what would you have on? How would your teeth look? Okay, how would your hair look? We'd all be looking crazy, right? And so that is a reason. We teach you how. So you don't have to be a particular type, because what is the sales type? And then some people say that money's a problem. Well, I used to hear that, but now that it's $30, if you don't have $30, I'm just saying, run and sign up. And then the last reason is just procrastination. People put off, they think about it. They want to think about it and think about it and think about it. And so I want to challenge you. I do not even know who invited you, because this is open. But every single person under the sound of my voice, if you watch this or you watch #replay and you make a decision in the next 24 hours, say yes to Mary Kay, and you join our team this week, the final week of this seminar year, we are going to give you not just what you normally get, but an extra special signing bonus. And I can't tell you what that is, because it will be unique for whoever has invited you. But I hope that you will decide to join. And when you do, you see my name on the screen. Make sure I spelled it right, because I had to spell it on the fly. Find me on social media and click on it and sign, and let me know that you are that you joined and you gave it a try. I just want to tell you, I absolutely positively I love the company's God first, family second, career third mentality, the philosophy. I love Mary Kay Ash, the woman herself. I was personally trained by her. I guarantee you're not going to find a company with this level of integrity, this level of heart. I love the fact that so many women, they I mean, I've won 40 carats of diamonds from Mary Kay. I've gotten 16 cars from Mary Kay. The biggest thing that I've gotten are the quality relationships. I love that this business has taught me to dream again. I love that this business has taken me. I have so many stamps on my passport because of where I've gone, but the biggest blessing has been the experiences. It's opened up my um, and don't get me wrong, my dad was an aircraft engineer, y'all. I traveled the world as a kid. You know, some kids would go to Grand Canyon, we'd go to Japan. Like, I had seen the world before I graduated from high school, but not like I've seen it with Mary Kay. There's absolutely no comparison. The lifestyle, the choices, the girlfriends, the quality circle, the positivity. And you want to know the number one thing that women need now? Confidence. Not everybody would admit it. I think I was confident before Mary Kay, but I think I was more confident based on what I did as opposed to how I felt about myself. If this wasn't true, we would not have the mental health issues we have in America now. We wouldn't have the loneliness issues, the depression issues, the things that are real life. I do something called a podcast, and wherever you're watching this, if you're watching this on my Facebook, National Sales Director Caterina Harris Earl Facebook group, or you're watching this on my YouTube channel, or you're watching this in our customer group, if you scroll through those, you'll see the pink table talks. And every one of those pink table talks is like a podcast. We don't talk about Mary Kay. We talk about how the decision to become affiliated with our company has caused you to grow. And you'll see Terry Brinkley, who I just interviewed, who is a super bad single mom of 2 amazing children. And she talks about the difference it's made for her. I mean, you could just go back and see some of those videos. So with all that, with everything I just said, I see Vicky, who just joined, who's picking up a diamond ring. Those of you that are picking up something, some freebies at seminar, or you're working to finish it, type in the chat what you're getting. Type in the chat what you're getting. I just want to close with this. Do not overthink this. Like, I promise you, you will be more sexy if you come to Mary Kay. You will have more fun if you come in Mary Kay. You will laugh harder if you come in Mary Kay. Your your jewelry, you'll get more jewelry if you come in Mary Kay. Some are diamonds and some are not. Okay, so you start off getting a lot of great costume jewelry, but some of my best jewelry is costume jewelry. Someone just complimented my dress that I wore, and I said, "Oh, this dress, I picked it up in Santorini when the company had us in Santorini in May last month." Okay, Santorini, Greece. Okay, and so I just guarantee you, you will benefit and grow personally. And as a result, it impacts your husband. My husband, his passport is more full than mine, but he travels for ministry and missions. And I remember him, we being in China, us being in China, and him saying, "You know what? I've traveled the world, but never like this. And I thank you for taking me to these places where I'm not working." Like it's truly an opportunity. I will tell you that it is a blessing. It's a blessing whether you choose to do hobby, whether you choose to do part time. But if you decided you wanted to go for it and really create an amazing life, you can. It's your choice. Of course, it depends on what you do, but I guarantee you, it's not what you think. A lot of people say, "I'm not that type." And when we go to our seminar in Dallas in July and August, you will see people that are totally the opposite of what you think the type would be, that are being crowned queens, that are receiving awards for being at the top of their game in this business. It's a blessing. So to the consultants, I want to tell you, it is 6:36 Central Time on what is today? June 20. What day is it? Hello. Can you tell? We have 6 days? Yes. How many days left? What day is it? And I want to challenge you. Have you finished Princess Court? Have you finished Elite Princess Court? Have you finished National Court of Sales? Have you claimed your scarf? Have you claimed your free red jacket? Who among you is gonna be the first to earn the Chevy Trax? Who is already in for 8 in the gate? Thank you, June 25th. For who's already in 8 in the gate and you are shutting down DIQ? We are celebrating you, and the Nationals are ready. We have got our gowns ready. We've got everything ready to meet you at seminar to crown you. If you have not yet made a decision to be with us in Dallas, you could sign up today. And one of the smartest decisions you can make is before July 1st to make a decision to come with us to seminar. I guarantee you, life will never be the same. It sounds crazy. And I tell you, but seminar is unbelievable. If you're a guest and you make a decision to sign up, I want you to ask the person who invited you, where can I find the Mary Kay seminar video? So you can just get a glimpse and see. And if you happen to be at the Emerald Division, come up and find me and say, "I was on that final live with you." And I made a decision to say yes. So thank you guys. I apologize that I was 10 minutes late, but this is the joy and the blessing. I was getting a tour of my cousin's new home, and I looked up and said, I got to be on. And so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have an awesome and an amazing evening. Yes, mind blowing experience. Let's still count today. Absolutely 6 more days for sure. Blessing. All right. I love you. And I hope that you make the $30 decision. Your beauty consultant recruiter will have something extra special for you if you make a decision today. Have a great one. Thanks. Bye bye.